Hi there, this is Roderick. I'm still here at ECBACC at the Temple University in Philadelphia. I'm here with Ashley Woods. How you doing, Ashley?
Hi, I'm okay. I'm a little tired. I got like another 4 hours to go.
Well, don't worry. We all have about 4 hours sleep today.
Yeah.
Well, actually last night.
I only had 5.
Oh, okay. Well, you beat me. So, what's up? Who is Ashley Woods and what is it that you have here at the ECBACC.CON convention?
Well, I was born and raised in Chicago, and when I was little, my mom gave me basically almost all her collection of comics because she was a collector while she was growing up, and she had all the early Marvels and DC, X-Men, X-Force, like everything early, and I became a fan through her. She also introduced me to anime and manga, and like I basically took that love and like made it into my own and like drew during the years, and like I used to look at Wizard mags, like look at the little illustrations in there and then copy them, and then like around like my tweens, like 11 or 12, I decided like I wanted to make my own characters, so I would like make some homemade comics here and there. Finally, senior year in high school, back in 2004, I came up with MILLENNIA WAR, and it was like a couple of sketches at first. I didn't even have a story. I had like sketches, and then I wanted to see like how can I put all these characters together in a story. So that's what I did like all during college. I just published MILLENNIA WAR and went through a couple of phases. Like first it was all watercolors, and then I didn't know my color palette as well that I think I do now. Like I can still learn. You can always learn more, but I'm a lot more experienced now. 3 or 4 years later than what I was back in the day. And I went to art school, but I went to school mostly for, I went to International Academy of Design and Technology in Chicago, and I went mostly for the technology part because I knew the basics of drawing, and like the classes they had for drawing weren't really advanced, just the basics, and I wanted to learn something more advanced if I was going to take a drawing class. So I focused mostly on technology, like special effects for movies and After Effects. I learned editing, Adobe Premiere. I learned how to work on both Mac and PC, both any program. So I'm, learn how to be comfortable with that.
Yay for Mac!
Yeah, it's whatever to me. I learned about green screening, and I learned Photoshop mostly on my own, but I also learned a couple of things at school. Like school really did come into help with my comic. Like I learned how to move quickly through the program instead of like having to click on every single thing, hotkeys, like little stuff. And then also the people that I met at school through the classes. Whatever I didn't learn in class, I learned through my peers. I made like lifelong friends. And also back in 2004 when I was 18, I didn't even know what comic book convention was, which is like really weird because I'm into comics and manga. You can take one if you want. Here, take one. But like I didn't even know what comic book convention was. That's so weird. I know, but like my mom saw I forgot his name. He was Luke Skywalker, but I forgot his name. But you know his name, Luke Skywalker.
The actor. Mark Hamill.
Yeah, my mom saw Mark Hamill in a newspaper for Wizard War Chicago in 2004, and she's like, you should go to this. This looks really interesting and cool. So that's how I got to comic book conventions. I go to everyone that comes to Chicago, but since I'm out of college now, I'm gonna use this time to travel all over the country and go to more conventions nationwide. I have a couple of friends in Japan, so maybe I should go out there somewhere. And I'm really passionate about the whole thing. Besides comics, I really want to get into concept art for games and movies. So I think with the comic book medium, like a lot of people take it for granted, but comic books basically have almost every style of art in there. Impressionism, any form of art in there, and it's more than just like superheroes, jumping around rooftops or whatever the traditional thing is. Like there's a lot of good storytelling in there, and through comics I believe that it helped me with my art because it forced me to draw the anatomy in so many different ways over and over again, and then it also forced me to color in every single in like lots of different environments. Like MILLENNIA WAR doesn't have all just daytime scenes or all outdoor scenes. Like little details and color in the shadow, I had to pay attention to that when doing the comic. And so when I had to do the comic, I had to keep up with the continuity. Yeah, continuity. But it really helped me train with my art, and I'm really happy with where it is, and I know I can learn more, and I'm very eager to see where I can go with my art. And right now, I'm marketing it to like, I would say like 13 and up, because it has some you know, violence, you know, dismemberment and stuff. I don't know how parents feel about their kids seeing that. But I grew up doing Mortal Kombat, and my mom, I was like 6 playing that game, so I don't know how other parents feel. But it's like marketed to like maybe like 13 and up, and like 5 or 10 years from now, hopefully I see it like adapted into a cartoon or a video game. I used to be a concept artist at a studio for a year and a half, and I feel like in the long run it was hurting me more so than helping me. I know a lot of people would like to work as a concept artist or storyboard artist at a studio, but it's more than just the name or the title of your job. It's like, it depends on where you work, and where I was working it wasn't really beneficial, so I chose to quit and push Millennium War. I saw how much attention it was getting. I believed in it so much, and like I said, 5-10 years from now, I believe that it will become a movie, whether it's like animated or
live action.
Yeah, live action. Thanks. Like live action, I believe that it will expand more than just a comic book. I shouldn't say just a comic book. Yeah.
And talking about the Millennium War, can we see that?
Well, so far there's 4 books available to the public right now. Everything starts off in issue 0, and issue 0 takes place 1,000 years in the past with Neville, and he's a high elf. And in Millennium War, there's like lots of different races in the world. Elves, people made of fire, fairies. It has a Lord of the Rings type feel, but more of a modern Lord of the Rings. And in issue 0, Neville's wife Nadia, she's a high priestess. She gets brutally murdered by some humans, and it's an accident, but still, that's his wife. She dies. He wants revenge. He kills her murderers, and the whole war breaks out called the Great War. And so after the Great War, all the elves basically almost get wiped out. The little that survive, they rebuild their culture and their people the next 1,000 years. And issue number 1 picks up 1,000 years later. We have a whole new cast of characters. All the characters are right here. The whole new cast of characters. This is everybody you meet 1,000 years later. And the story is like, how do something that happened 1,000 years in the past affect these people who, you know, here 1,000 years later? How does this big event affect them? So it's interesting to see how their problems tie into that in the past, and that in the meantime, Neville is planning a second Great War that the world doesn't know about. Because after the Great War 1,000 years ago, much of the different races and species went into hiding, and the human race became the most dominant species on the planet. And the Great War basically became a myth, and people, it was kind of in the air whether it was fact or fiction. But a lot of here you can take.